Good morning, public econ students, and welcome to Mod 4. Before diving into the content for Mod 4 and sort of what to expect in this module, I did want to take a minute and say that the due dates for Mod 3 were incorrect in some places. I thought I had caught everything in Blackboard when I imported over this version of the course from a previous version of the course. I went through and updated all the due dates. I didn't realize that updating the due dates in the actual module didn't update them in the discussion, tab of Blackboard. So I've gone through, I've updated all of the due dates going forward. However, a mistake on my end should not cause a grade disruption on your end. So what I am going to do is, for those of you who have already gotten in your response for your post for Mod 3 and your response for Mod 3, awesome, you don't have to do anything else. Those of you who were laboring under the assumption that you had a few extra days to complete this, your discussion post and your response for this module, I'm going to give you all till Wednesday to complete your discussion post and your response post for this particular module. Now, that will be sort of cause a compression for your module 4 discussion post and response post. Those are due on Friday, April 1st and Sunday, April 3rd, respectively. So if you wait until Wednesday to get your Mod 3 content in, that does, sort of compress the timeline for getting your Mod 4 content in. But I also don't want you to be penalized for a mistake that was made on my end. So everything should be updated in Blackboard now. If you catch anything else that looks funky, don't hesitate to reach out and let me know. I'm still, for as hard as I work, trying to learn the ins and outs of Blackboard. So this week we are doing sort of the other side of the tax and spend equation. We covered government spending last week, some of the implications of government spending, what happens, sort of the broader economic issues when spending gets too high in some broad sense, and how difficult it is to, cut spending. We all understand that there are all of these problems that occur when spending gets too high, but then when you actually go in to cut spending, figuring out how to cut specific programs or specific areas is very, very complicated. Today, we're looking at the tax side of the equation. In order to spend, government needs to either tax or to finance its spending through deficit financing or some other sort of, what's the word that I'm looking for? Creative accounting methods. But taxation is the main way that we would finance government spending. And so this week, we're looking through a variety of different issues. Why some nations tax so much, why some other nations tax so little, what are the implications from that? And then really importantly, these tax and spending decisions don't take place in a vacuum. And so both weeks, I've included pieces on the broader institutional issues here, the broader institutions within which those tax and spending decisions are made, crucially shape those decisions. And so we've got a couple of pieces by Holcomb and by Weiner and Hedich on those broader institutional issues. This week, you don't have anything additional due in addition to your usual discussion post. So last week, your paper proposal was due. Next week, you will have your, is that the policy memo? The policy memo due. I do build in these weeks, however, where you don't have anything due in addition to your discussion post to give you time to work on that final paper. Your final paper is worth a large chunk of your grade, and so, don't save it all until the end. Really do be working on that throughout the semester. Don't hesitate to reach out to me with any questions that you may have. I'm always happy to answer your questions. Many of you have already reached out to me, which is fabulous. I am going to aim to have your proposals due by tomorrow afternoon, Wednesday morning at the very latest. I really do try to go through those proposals with a fine-tooth comb and provide feedback for you on your proposals so you have some idea of, sort of how to go about crafting your paper based on the feedback that I give you. So it takes me a while to grade those because I really do try to think closely about the best feedback that I can give you so that you can make the best paper possible. You know, one of our goals in this class in particular, and for those of you who are on the Econ MA program and the Econ MA program more broadly, I understand this doesn't apply to all of you, but this class in particular, I'm trying to get students exposed to a variety of different types of policy writing. And so, you know, we've got our policy memo, we've got our bill analysis assignment, and then your policy paper. And so really take your time with that paper. Feel free to ask any questions that you do have. I'm always happy to answer those. That's all I've got for this week. Don't hesitate to reach out, and I look forward to reading your discussion posts and engaging with you on the discussion board. Thanks, everyone.